My name is Alfred Agwanda Otieno, currently the Research Director, Population Studies and Research Institute. I'm Associate Professor of Population Studies. You see, if you have been into Kenya, many of the programs are for children and so on. The number of older persons is increasing, but there's less attention given to the older persons. So this research is expected to highlight key issues that affect older persons. By older persons, we take the UN definition of those people who are age 60 and over. If you go to US, of course, they define older person to be 65 and over, but we use the UN definition of persons who are 60 and over. I've been participating in the previous censuses from 1999. Therefore, I know the growth rate, the number of older persons in the entire country is increasing. And this is not only in it is everywhere. A number of issues affect older persons. And the first one, when we did a study in Nairobi, only 4%, 4 out of every 100 older persons received any pension, irrespective of whether they receive it monthly or lump sum and so on. So only 4 out of every 100. So you can see the plight of the older persons. Two, a lot of studies show that many older persons are actually living alone. Sometimes even they may have the money, but even the energy to go and buy food and so on becomes a problem. Getting water, not every household in this part of the country have water in the compound, so they have to fetch it elsewhere to bring it. As you grow older, you don't have the energy and the strength to fetch water. You don't have the energy and the strength to go and buy food from the market. We don't have fridges, so we rely on buying whatever we can live on daily. So it means walking from your homestead to where you can get access to the foodstuffs and so on. So this becomes a challenge to the older persons. There recently, when I grew up, we grew up with our grandparents and so on, there was help. Today's grandparents are in different shape. Most of them live alone. Most of them are beginning to have ailments. And one of the first problems that you have is that it's not just having a heart disease or one. Many of them are having multiple conditions that make them frail. And therefore, they are finding it very difficult to access services. If you go to a service and there is a staircase, there's no lift. I don't know whether there's only maybe one. How many tall buildings do you have in Sierra that have lifts? There's only one. The rest you have to walk. But how do you walk when you have arthritis, when you have all those problems, when you have a heart condition? So these are the kind of challenges older persons face. When you go to public transport, the state in which they are, I think when Michikwi rules came, that was a little bit better, but now many of the public transport is reverting back to the old system. How do you expect an older person to sit in between the seats in the wooden covered? So they face a number of challenges, and these are things that we need to document so that even when we are trying to tell the government, the officers, the NGOs and so on, how do we support the older persons, we need to put evidence on the ground, and that is